Let's have a look at question 3 in this video. So we have 1,000 identical firms in the competitive peanut butter industry with a short-run marginal cost curve given by the following function, and we also have the demand curve given by this function. Now what's going to be the short-run loss in producer and consumer surplus if there's no production? So in other words, we would have a market equilibrium that would give us a certain consumer surplus and producer surplus, but if we don't produce that, then we would lose it. So what we're trying to find out is the consumer surplus and producer surplus for this question. Now let's start with the beginning. We have the short-run marginal cost, and we know we have 1,000 firms in the market. So we would like to know the supply in the market, because we have the demand for the entire industry, for the entire market. We also want to find out the entire supply. Well, the supply is going to be the sum of all the quantities produced in this market, the quantities produced for each firm, and we know we have 1,000 firms. So we're going to have 1,000 identical firms times the quantity of each. Now what's the quantity of one firm? We can see that we have the relationship of quantity and cost, because supply has to deal with the cost of the producer. So we want to find the quantity in terms of the cost as well. If we have that the marginal cost equals to 4 plus Q for one company, it means that the quantity produced by one company is equal to marginal cost minus 4. It's just taking this to the other side. So let's substitute this over here. 1,000 times marginal cost minus 4. So we would find out the supply in the market would equal to 1,000 times the marginal cost minus 4,000. So that would equal to our supply. We also know the demand. So if we make those equal, we would find out the optimal prices and quantities. But before doing that, we also have to keep in mind that we're in the perfect market, and in the perfect market the following condition must satisfy. Price equals to marginal cost, because we cannot change the prices. We take them as given, meaning that the supply would have the following shape: 1,000 multiplied with the price, because in terms of the marginal cost we'll substitute our price, minus 4,000. And what's the supply? Well, the supply is actually the quantity supplied, so we could write it as our Q. That's going to be the quantity that we supply. Now if we want to make this equal to the demand function, we would like to write P equals to P. So we would like to have the price in terms of quantity supplied. Now let's just know that this is our quantity supplied. So we would have 1,000 times the price equals to the quantity supplied plus 4,000. If we solve the math over here, if we do some math, it would be quantity supplied plus 4,000 divided by 1,000, and that would equal to 4,000 divided by 1,000. That's 4 plus quantity supplied divided by 1,000. So that's 1 over 1,000 multiplied with quantity supplied. So that would be the price if we write it in terms of the quantity supplied. We have the price written in terms of the quantity demanded. We can make them equal. So let's do that. So we know that the price would equal to the price equals to price, meaning that the price with respect to the quantity demanded is equal to 10 minus 2Q over 1,000, 10 minus 2Q demanded divided by 1,000. That would equal to the price in terms of the quantity supplied, which is 4 plus 1 over 1,000 times quantity supplied. So let's work out the math now. We would take the constants together, so 10 minus 4, and over here we're left with 1 over 1,000 times Q. Let's just write Q for now, because we'll get to the same equilibrium quantity, plus 2 over 1,000 times Q. So we would have 6. We would have 6 equals to 1 over 1,000 plus 2 over 1,000. That's 3 divided by 1,000 multiplied with the equilibrium quantity. Now if we leave the quantity on one side only, we will have 6 divided by 3 over 1,000, which means we multiply with the inverse. We multiplied with 1,000 divided by 3. We cancel out 6 and 3 because they're divisible, and that's equal to 2, meaning that the quantity in the market in equilibrium is going to be equal to 2,000 units. So we got 2,000 units in the market. What's going to be the price? We'll substitute it in the price function, which is over here. The price is going to be 10 minus 2 times 2,000 units divided by 1,000. Let me change color. So 2,000 divided by 1,000 is just 2. That would be equal to 10 minus 2 times 2, 10 minus 4, and that's equal to 6. So the price in the market in equilibrium would equal to 6. Price would equal to 6. Now let's leave it like that for this video. In the next video, we're gonna see what's gonna be the consumer surplus and the producer surplus in this question.